Well, I think we should be ready to get things underway. As I just noticed that the map isn't even open. Um, but we should be able to get things underway even without maps. So, is everyone ready? Oh, right.
Hmm.
So one thing I wanted to start doing is fun facts about your character. Um, since we're just having your characters meet, um, maybe Jason, keep a little bit of mystery as to who your character is for the time being, or like what your character is. Uh,
Okay.
but I will let Paul go first. Varia, what's an interesting fun fact about Varia? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Let's see here. I mean, there's one thing that I could say, but that's just kind of like the entire premise behind her character.
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's something to be said, just as a fun fact.
What is Varia's favorite traveling food?
Hmm. Big fan of beef.
Big fan of beef, dried beef,
Dried
or
beef.
just like wrapped, still kind of wet beef, but like
Kind of like
already
beef
cooked.
jerky.
Okay.
How do you feel about left beef?
Only if there's none. None
Hmm.
pizza with it.
Is that Got's favorite traveling food? None pizza left beef.
It is now.
Hey, do you want to know
Brilliant.
the weirdest through thread fun fact about the none pizza left beef meme? The person who originally took the picture became a showrunner for Young Sheldon.
What?
Or something along those lines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I have heard something along those lines. Oh yeah,
That's
Janelle.
crazy.
I know. It's time for the music.
All right. So with those very interesting fun facts about none pizza and left beef, which is now canonically part of this world, it is a snack of God's people.
Does that mean that Young Sheldon is canonically in
Uh,
technically?
there's a young kid named Sheldon somewhere out in the world. And his dad is the first person who put none pizza on left beef in that order.
Impressive.
Left beef existed first. I guess that means his God society now has cows, so and wheat.
Well, because God, yeah, that's true.
I know a way it works in canon. So we bring in the session in Rhyodon. Varia, it's been a couple days since you've gotten back from the Lost Cat quest, and it is now a crowning day, one of the holidays in Edelstein. And you've been called over to, well, it's not really Jasmine's office or like you know, place of it's her place of work at this point. It's this building that had fallen down into the chasm that is now Rhyodon, and it's got some of its walls left. The rest of them just kind of been tarped over, and that's sort of the temporary base of operations for Rhyodon here. And apparently, Jasmine's got a task for you.
Well, I'm gonna go hear out that task.
Oh, hey, Varia.
Hey.
Happy
How's it going?
crowning day.
Yeah.
Although
Happy crowning day.
I don't suppose we're gonna have much of a celebration here today, seeing as we've got this sort of state of affairs here.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Hopefully.
So as a, we can call it an exciting crowning day adventure. Cedric, the the Hopst that had journeyed, you know, up here about a week ago, I think, at this point. I want to send an envoy down to his village to sort of just check things out, start a decent rapport. And he'll lead the way there, and hopefully it shouldn't be too big of a challenge. But just kind of your task is to go there, kind of get some decent information on the area, because communication's still a little weird. Apparently, he's got a spell that can hopefully help with that. And yeah, just get a general check on the area and report back.
I can do that. Shouldn't be too bad.
All right. And there's no real time limit on this. If you want to stay down there for a few days, get a good feel for the life down there.
I'll get as much as I can.
All right. Well, I believe Cedric's going to be here any moment. As you hear a loud French-sounding voice in the background. Hey, quoi enough?
Oh. This isn't in character. This isn't in character. I did not understand what you said.
And you see this short, green-skinned man with fairly white armor, slightly painted, slightly just kind of like, well-polished iron. Walk in through the sort of canvas flap into the base of operations here. And he's gonna go ahead and reach over and just how tall is Varia?
About 6'1".
6'1". That's pretty tall compared to Cedric. So instead of touching you, like giving you a pat on the shoulders, just kind of like maybe on the small of the back, just like a pat there. And you feel yourself enchanted with magical energy. And as he goes to say, super, you hear this says, oh, what's up?
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well. So, as far as I've been able to communicate with Jasmine over here, we are going on an adventure down into the underground, I guess, as she's been calling it. I guess that makes sense. It is under the ground. And so, we'll be going down to my my personal village of. I'm not as a ruler there, but I'm kind of acting priest. Down to my village of Leclerc, and we will just allow you to be a visitor, see how things are going. I've got this spell here that I just casted on you, called Tongues, and that will allow you to understand everyone and everyone to understand you. For if I recall, checking DM notes, Tongues lasts how long? It's 3rd level. For 1 hour. I've got a few spell slots. To burn on it, it's fine. I have up to 5th level spells that I can use. But just know it's probably going to be a little limited. In fact, I think Jasmine I used Tongues on you. Can you ask Jasmine if she has those books that she said she could lend?
Jasmine. Cedric is talking about some books that you said you would lend.
Oh, right. That would be The I hope Simone won't mind me borrowing her copies, but these would be the Chronicles of Matthew. I've got both a copy in Common as well as in Celestial, which apparently, still is a dead language to them, but apparently they kind of have a better grasp on it. Something about, religious texts being written in it or something. So hopefully that can be a good translation through line there. So I've got all 3 volumes in both languages. Simone's got my storage cube, so I guess I'll just throw them in the sack for you here. There you go. She wraps up the sack and hands it over to you.
Thank you.
And enjoy your journeys.
All right. We'll get a lot of information.
Okay, it is just Sue's. Ugh. I was just enjoying my non-pizza left beef before coming. It's very good snack. I'll have to show it to you. We've got a local baker that said makes very good stuff. It's getting a little bit German in the accent. I'll try and swing it back to French. So, yes, it is to the north end of town here, where I've already set up the barrier to keep out the elementals. And I can just show you the way.
All right, then.
All right, so you head
Okay.
up to the northern cave entrance of this chasm here. And in this area, as you sort of enter the entrance of this cave, you do feel a sort of warmth of some sort of enchanted barrier. Roll me an Arcana check.
On a sweet +0.
Oh man.
That's going to be a 17.
17. All right. So you can feel that this barrier has a similar magical feel to the barrier crystals that you put up around the, or that everyone in Ryodan helped re-put up around its perimeter to keep out the elemental beasts from walking into the village itself. But this one has just a more ever-present warmth to it. Whereas you would have to kind of focus to, or be very close and focus to feel the warmth of the barrier crystals. This barrier here that you've just walked into is just a very noticeable similar vibe to that.
Is it like a pleasant warmth?
It's a decently pleasant warmth as you're not an elemental. Or are you?
I disintegrate immediately.
All right. So, he goes ahead and turns over to you and says, so it's going to be a little bit of a journey. Would you like to have lights on, or would you like the sort of oath to venture into the darkness?
I'm fine with the darkness. I have dark vision of 60 feet.
Mm-hmm. So in my culture, venturing into these caves, venturing into the darkness here, to throw oneself into the darkness is to venture into a place where there is no light, to sort of accept the insignificance of life. And to do that is to walk in with a sort of reckless abandon. Is that okay with you?
That is absolutely fine with me.
All right. So stepping out of the backside of this barrier into the now starting to dim cave as you get further and further from the light. It's a 60-foot barrier there, or is it 120? 60-foot radius, I think. Here.
Cedric had me at reckless abandon.
I should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna say it's 60-foot radius, so it's 120 feet deep through into this cavern here.
Okay.
And so as he steps out of the back end of this barrier, he lets out a shout that you have heard before, actually a few times since he's come back and forth from this village. That is the shout of, some sort of... You've heard this sort of thing before from animals in a similar vein, but it's the shout of something that has nothing left to lose. Something that understands that to do this is to understand that their own essence is insignificant in this moment.
And he lets out that scream.
That sort of scream, yeah.
Hmm.
As a way to sort of prep himself into going into this cave.
Varia is gonna try and imitate.
All right, go ahead and give a performance check.
Performance. Also, just a
Performance
straight
or
roll.
intimidation, your choice. Here.
Or intimidation. I would prefer intimidation.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh,
I don't think it would have mattered anyway, but that's a dirty 20.
dirty 20, nice. It does matter.
Wait, a
doesn't?
17 would have not.
Well, a high roll matters.
No, yeah.
As we step into the caves here. And this is the Forgotten Crossroads from Hollow Knight. So-
Soundtrack.
This was going to be used in Aleph Mountain, but now we will use the other one there.
Aleph Mountain for real this time.
Ooh. Maybe I should change the session name back to Aleph Mountain version 3. Whatever it was before. Alright, so you venture down into the caves here. And after a little while here, you venture without much difficulty. You go down into the cavern quite a ways. Across, you end up having to do a little bit of rock climbing. Go ahead and give me a athletics check. Athletics or acrobatics? Ooh.
It's gonna be a 22.
22, nice. So without much of any issue, you go ahead and are able to follow Cedric as he climbs up this sort of rock face that kind of wraps in on itself and then back into a very small crack in the roof of this sort of downwards sloping cave. The cave itself would have gone down, but there's this sort of entrance up here that he crawls into. I'm trying to remember this cave system off the top of my dome here, and that then continues on for a little while, winding past multiple other caves that sort of branch off. But he seems to know the way here, almost like he has the spell Find the Path. Actually, I should double check. Do clerics get Find the Path? Spells. Yes, that is a cleric spell. Okay, so you end up going through a series of different branched caves and end up at another sort of pinch point here, where the cave just drops straight down into a larger chamber.
Oh,
So we're gonna need you to roll acrobatics here.
okay.
Or if you want to just bypass the skill challenge, you Hunters Collective members do just have grappling hooks.
That is true. That is true. I could just grab it. I'm gonna go with my roll for now,
Okay.
just because I don't want to use up more charges of my.
Well, you
just
don't have to,
right.
since you're already at the top and you're just ascending, you don't have to worry about hooking it down to something.
Okay. I already rolled it. I'll just go with my roll. It's not a bad
Alright.
roll. It's a 16.
16? All right, without much issue, you go ahead and jump down into this cave. It's a little rough on the knees, but he seems to take it in stride. And off in the distance, you hear some fighting. Just off in the distance. The cave you've entered is a sort of round space with a central pillar that sort of props up the ground of the upper chasm that you just dropped out of, or upper cave that you just dropped out of. The cave itself goes ahead and wraps around up to where you hear some fighting just around the corner.
I'm going to peek around the corner. See what the
Alright.
heck this fighting is about.
So you see a little green man fighting a couple of shadow elementals on his own.
Oh, shoot.
As I try and find the map for this place.
Well,
I hear
Varia's gonna go in there and start trying to help kill this shadow element.
All right, so Varia and Cedric, you go ahead and drop down here. I think I've got some tokens ready for this. Yes. All right. And we will go ahead, and that's all we're hearing in the Forgotten Crossroads for now, as we transition into an elemental battle here. Gott, would you like to describe yourself as I change things up here?
So, Got is a little goblin in what seems to be goblin priest attire, sort of these long flowing dark robes with a sort of afro and a monocle. He is wielding a great axe in both hands.
Okay. One great axe in each hand, or one great axe across two hands?
One great axe across, one great axe across two hands.
All right.
An afro and a monocle.
An afro.
All right.
That is so good.
All right. I'll go ahead and place the two beasts there, and we can switch screen to show the map. I want everyone to go ahead and roll initiative here.
Oh, this die has been doing me wonders so far. Surely this time it will.
I got
You
a
got-
5.
To
Oh,
catch you up
that's
to
a
speed,
14.
you're out here defending the village barrier here. So Gott's got a 5.
I got
Varia, what'd you get?
14.
14. I actually have to get my dice out. All right, Cedric's got a 13. All right. Oh, wait. This is before I did the formatting. Well, I'll just have to count. All right. So, first up in initiative order, hopefully the map is showing, yes. Oh, well, you're starting a little bit farther away. Is Varia. You're up top.
And I'm the pink one?
Yes, you're the pink one.
Purple. Purple, whatever that is.
Yeah, yeah. It's magenta, I think.
Magenta. 10, 55. Well, I'll move 4 spaces up.
4 spaces up. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 20 feet of movement there.
And I will use Firebolt
Ooh, okay.
on number 1.
Firebolt on number 1.
Has a range of 120 feet, so.
And is that a dexterity saving throw?
No. It's wait, hold on. Make a ranged spell attack target.
All
on a
right, so
hit.
it's
Target takes
rolled a
1d10.
hit, probably.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's going to be 10 damage.
10 fire damage. All right. All right. So I probably should have told you this beforehand, since you are one of the Hunters Collective. Well, you're new to these. We'll say you're still learning. This is resisted, so damage is halved.
Phew.
And I will allow you a D20 check. We'll say survival check or nature check, up to you. And for every 5 you get on that roll, I'll give you one of its resistances and immunities.
That's going to be 13.
13. So sure, we'll round up. I'll give you 2 resistances, 1 immunity. So it's you already know it's resistant to fire, so I'll give you 2 others. It is resistant to thunder and acid, and it's immune. One of its immunities is lightning.
Okay. Okay. There goes lots of my spells.
All right, next up in initiative is the guy who dealt, what was it, like 200 damage to a Shadow Elemental when he first came to the to Rhydon. Cedric Apulibolum. Gonna roll a that's their AC. I don't even need to do a modifier. A guiding bolt attack against one of the elementals. He's gonna go for number 2 here. So guiding bolt is gonna be. We'll do second level. Oh yeah, that's a +7, so a dirty 20, and that's 5d6. Radiant. For a total of 9 times 2, that's 18 damage to the second one here. All right. Yeah, it's about average. And actually, he'd get multiple bolts at second level? I feel like that's a thing. Damage increases. Okay. All right. So the second one was hit by guiding bolt. If any of you want to make an attack against it, you would now do so with advantage.
Hmm.
So next up in initiative order is don't save. There we go. It's the one that just got hit. So it's going to turn around at that guiding bolt. Oh yeah, Cedric has to step forward to get a good line of sight. That's going to be his movement here to get into sight there. It's going to turn around and it's going to go ahead and go for an attack here against, because this is a larger creature, I'll go ahead and increase its size, which does give Got an attack of opportunity if he wants it, as it steps away.
Yes, I'd like to swing.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack. And we're going to say you do have, because this is kind of your job here, a enchanted weapon. We're going to say it's probably some form of the Bless spell.
Let's see.
So
does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Okay.
So you can add a d4 to any attack rolls or saving throws.
All right.
If you ever need to do it.
Is that like once per turn or on every attack?
Let's see here. I feel like there's a more appropriate spell, but on every attack. So you get an extra d4 to any attack roll.
All right, that is 9 slashing and 3 on the blessed die. I don't know what kind of like radiant.
That's the roll to hit gets a +4.
Never mind. Okay, that's
Yeah, so 9
that's
slashing.
a 9 to slashing. Yeah.
All right. And because you have an enchanted weapon, it's not halved. All right. Yeah, that's right.
Hey Ryan,
Yes.
just to make sure, what level should God be at right now?
He should be somewhere between 5 and 8.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So it's going to continue its movement now. And it's not going to really be able to get past you, Varia, so I guess it's going to go for you here. Seeing this up close, it's a little harder to see in through the shadows. But this is the heaping form of a bear.
Okay.
A bear of
Varya's not
shadows.
phased.
It is going to go for an attack against you. That's going to be 2 attacks here. And God just made his attack, so it no longer any attacks against it no longer have her advantage, I think, unless he could choose to not spend it. But I think Guiding Bolt is the next attack. I will double check this.
I think it is next attack.
Yeah, on the next attack made against it. But you definitely hit with your first roll, so it's all good.
I also rolled a second one, and my first roll was better. So
Okay. So right, 2 attacks. So the lower of the 2 rolls of the 2 attacks is going to be a 18.
Ooh.
18 to hit.
Okay. Ouch.
So would both of those hit then?
Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
18 and what?
It's gonna be an 18 and a 21.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Ow.
All right.
That's not good.
Let's see.
2 damage.
So that's gonna be almost max damage on that first attack
Oh.
here.
Ow.
Of course.
So that's gonna be, if I can do math, 14 damage.
Oh.
14 force damage.
Force. Oh gosh, these things have force damage.
Only the best type of damage in the game.
And the second attack here is going to be
2, 1, 2, 3.
also max damage.
What?
So it's going to be 15, right? 12 plus 3, 15 damage. Also
Okay.
force.
Yeah, Varia's not. She's not the worst she's ever been, but it's not fun for her right now.
All right.
I will say she is still above half health, just barely. So.
All right. That's going to be its turn. Following it is Got. You've got one shadow bear next to you, and one that's also run away, so I should also make that other shadow bear bigger.
All right. Well, seeing the pain this person who just showed up just took, I would like to grasp my great axe even harder and say, "Me rage."
Now say it in French. Actually, no, he's got tongues still.
Moi Anguille.
Engi. Nice. All right. So you rage?
I am raging, yes. Just need to make sure. Okay. And then I would like to make an attack on Shadow Bear 1.
All right. And remember, you get a extra D4 with that attack roll.
Right.
That roll to hit.
That is a 19.
19
Yes,
does
19.
hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
All right. And part of my class feature is that on my first attack every turn I get necrotic damage as well. Yeah.
Ooh.
Just need to. Yeah. Okay. So that's D6 and D12. So that is 9 slashing and 8 necrotic.
Nice. Are they resistant to necrotic? Yes, they are.
Woo!
So 9 slashing and 8 necrotic halved. 4.
And I would like to swing back at it for my second
Alright.
attack.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit.
All right. That is a wonderful 5 damage slashing.
5 slashing. All right.
And
is there any necrotic?
No, it's only on the
Okay.
first attack.
Cool.
And then I'd like to. These ridges on the map, are they like
Those would be
typographic?
elevation lines. Yeah. So
am I on the higher
from Cedric
level?
to you, that's going up.
Okay.
So
I'd like to.
actually, I can just zoom the map out. You can see the lighter areas are the higher areas, and then the darker areas are the lower areas.
Is it like a incline or like
Yeah,
a
it's an
steep?
incline.
Okay. I'd like to move like just one to the left.
Just one to the left. All right. Where is Scott? There is Scott. All right.
And I think that will be my turn.
All right. So next up is going to be at an initiative of 2. The first bear. Bear 1. The one that goes second. So it's going to go ahead and go for 2 attacks against you, Gat. Those are both 18s.
Ooh, both
plus
of those do hit.
5. So, first attack here. It's going to be a 11 damage. Force damage.
Ow.
I am confusion. Ah. That makes some sense. And the second attack is going to be... that's going to be 2 plus 4. I can do math. So 6 plus 3, that's going to be 9 damage again.
Ow.
Or 9 damage, which is slightly less than the 11 you just took. Also force.
Yep, that hurt.
All right, that is its turn. It's not going to move. So we're going to go ahead and move back to the top of initiative order, which is Varia.
Oh. Shoot. Okay.
Paul?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So, on number 2, I'm going to Frostbite.
Frostbite. All right.
Needs to make a con saving throw. DC is 11.
13.
Dash. Takes 1d6. Failed save the 1d6 cold damage and has disadvantage on the next weapon attack.
So if it fails, it gets disadvantage?
On a failed save, sorry.
Okay.
It succeeded. Well, shoot. I misread that for a second. I thought it was one of those ones where it's like, if it passes or whatever, it's gets like half, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I misread. That says failed. So
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Nothing happens. All right.
Nothing happens.
So we will write this as, since Got would technically already know this, we're going to write this as you send out the ray of frost, and it just kind of absorbs into the shadow. Nothing happens. It is immune to frost, or to cold damage. It's got a lot of immunities.
Yeah, no, this thing seems like it's immune to...
Pretty powerful in the darkness.
It's immune to most things I have, and resistant to the rest.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me see. I don't have... Oh. Yeah. Okay, I don't have anything I can do. It's my turn.
All right. Following you is going to be Cedric. And he's going to use his action to take a stone out of one of his pouches and cast light on it and throw it towards the center of these 2 beasts, seeing as y'all are having a bit of a trouble with this. So Cedric's going to go ahead and do his 25 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh, that's smart. Hold on.
Funnier than 24.
25.
And so I will go ahead and lights. Get a. We're gonna make this a bush.
A
It's
bush.
10-foot radius. 20-foot radius. So that's 40 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We'll call that 40 feet radius, or 40 foot diameter. There we go. And then we'll just take that layer and turn the opacity down. So anything in this area now, any of the elemental, shadow elemental beasts, all of their immunities get changed to resistances. All of their resistances get turned into straight damage. And then anything that they were sort of like regular with now becomes a weakness.
Oh shoot. So hold on. Immune to fire. Resistant. No wait, no, sorry. Resistant to fire. Resistant to necrotic, was it?
So off the ones,
Now it's normal to necrotic.
off the ones
Yeah.
you've discovered so far, cold and lightning are now resistances.
Yeah.
Necrotic, thunder, and fire are all regular damage. Radiant now does quadruple damage. And any other damage type that it was regular to, it's still got some resistances and immunities that you didn't know about. Any of the ones it was already regular with are now vulnerabilities.
Okay. No.
And that is going to be Cedric's turn. That brings us over to the bear number 2. And in light, it now also has disadvantage on attack rolls.
Hey there, bear number 2. Don't do it.
So bear number 2 is going to go. It is just out of the range of Cedric. You know what? Cedric would have been smart, having dealt with these before, we'll say. And Cedric is going to stay by the second bear. So if it tries to move it, it would take attack of opportunity. Which I think it's going to try for. So it's going to step out of Cedric's immediate range and try and run around to here where it's out of the light. Which means Cedric gets an attack of opportunity. And so he has to use a physical attack here. He's going to go for his just straight up mace attack. It's going to be a natural 3, so he just whiffs. Yeah.
I appreciate
just
the
whiffs
attempt,
that.
Cedric.
Oh, you're very welcome. And now it's going to go for, once again, just a straight attack against you, Varia. That's going to be a 11 plus.
No, why is there a plus?
I'm going to guess the other one hits too.
Yeah.
So once
If
again,
it was just 11, it wouldn't have hit.
What is
so it's going to be.
Varia's class, by chance?
She is a warlock.
Gotcha.
It's going to be 8 plus 3, 11 damage on the first attack.
Okay.
11 force.
Not max damage. I can survive this. If max
And the
damage was
second attack
15.
Is going to be. Oh. Ooh, lower damage on this one.
Good.
A total of 6.
Okay. Love to see it.
They are both pretty much at half health.
So now that he's outside of the range of the light, he is All of his stuff is reset back to normal. His immunities
Right.
and resistances. Shoot.
If you want, if I recall, the grappling hook I did mention was a bonus action. You can try and grappling hook the light a little bit over towards you to get it back in the light.
Ooh, okay.
And that would be a, we'll say dexterity check. But you can expend a spell slot for Mage Hand. Or expend a charge for Mage Hand.
I do not have Mage Hand.
It's the cantrip bracelet. Actually,
Right.
the range of Mage Hand, you can probably just pull it over if you just want to expend a charge out of that one. But you will have
Okay.
to go back to Rhydon to refill your charges.
Yeah. But you see, doing that would screw over Got with number 1.
Probably would not, since number 1 is well in the light.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then. Okay, cool. Five total. Have I used my Mage Hand cantrip at all?
We'll say you recharged it back at Rhydon, so you're back up to 5 charges.
Yep. Okay. Well, then I will bring it a little bit closer to me.
All right. Grab that light there.
Let me add a note.
And just move it kind of between the two. And so all of those immunities are back to resistances, all those resistances are back to regular, and all of those vulnerabilities are back to quadruple damage.
All right. So number 2.
Number 2.
I hate you. I'm going to use Vampiric Touch on it.
Okay.
That's going to be 4th level.
4th level, all right.
So
that is just straight damage now.
Yep, I'm making it on a success. It's going to take 4d6, and I'll regain half of the damage that it does as health.
So it just rolled a natural 1.
Oh, it's not a. It's not.
Oh,
a
it doesn't
saving
roll?
throw. No.
Okay.
Why? Why?
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Oh, it makes attacks at disadvantage in the light.
Does a 5 hit?
It does not. If you want to better position yourself, though, you can do so.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm at low health, and if I try and get away, he's gonna take an attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And given that 15 damage is the max damage that it can do, there is a chance that I just go down.
Dang. Okay. We shall see. So is that your full turn here?
That's my turn.
Cedric, seeing this, is going to... God, you actually haven't taken that much.
Nah, I'm like pretty chilling.
Yeah.
Varia's not
Sorta.
having a
Cedric
good
is
time
going to
right
step
now.
over towards you, and he could do quadruple damage, or he could let you continue the fight and give you some healing. Now, he will say to you, do you want healing or me to hit? I'll give you the choice.
I think probably hit.
All right. He'll go for a guiding bolt. Wait, isn't this a bonus action here? It is. Is that radiant? That is radiant. Okay. So he can just do this. He will cast Sanctuary on you with his bonus action, which means until this spell ends, or until you make an attack, a creature that tries to attack you has to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed saving throw, it has to either just cancel the attack or choose a different target.
Oh, okay.
And he's
Sick.
going to go for a Sacred Flame attack against the second bear. So it's going to go for a... Ooh, I don't think that makes it.
No.
It has to make a saving throw here. It does not have a +5 in anything, so it does not succeed. The bear goes ahead and takes 4d8 radiant damage.
Ooh.
Wait, no.
Yeah. Oh, no?
Hold up.
No?
It takes
That felt
8d8 radiant damage.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah, because Wait.
Yeah.
Because Cedric's level 10.
Mm-hmm. So he gets 2d8
Is it only...
on
Is it only 2d8 at level 10?
at level 10, Sacred Flame is a cantrip, it's 2d8.
Okay.
So with 8d8 damage, that's going to do 41 damage to bear number 2. And it just disintegrates, leaving behind a greater shadow crystal. Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll call this a greater.
After what Cedric did to it?
Yeah. It was killed with its biggest vulnerability, so it killed mostly with its biggest vulnerability, and so the more cleanly you get that kill is the higher value that crystal ends up becoming.
Gotcha.
So it's down for the count. It just leaves a little core behind. So after Cedric now is going to be... it was going to be bear number 2. He's not here anymore. So it's going to be Got.
Got it. All right. I'd like to do something revolutionary and swing my my great axe.
Ooh. All right.
At bear number 1. Surprisingly.
Bear number 1. All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, man. Well, Bless isn't going to help in that one.
Oof. Yeah, I don't think it is. So you go ahead and swing and the miss. And there's no one nearby. Go ahead and give me a dex save. If you get less than a 10, if you get less than a 10, you drop your weapon.
I got a 7. Oh, wait,
7.
save. Hold on. Let me make sure I don't have... That's a 9. Wow. Okay.
Oof. So, as you go for a swing, on this slope here, you get a little tripped up by the gradient here, and the axe rolls out of your hand. It is up to you if you want to go into fisticuffs. It is in the light, so fisticuffs would do regular damage.
Yeah, sure. I shall swing at this thing with my goblin fists.
All right.
Does a 12 hit?
A 12 just hits.
Woo! Alright, that's 3 bludgeoning damage.
3 bludgeoning damage. All right.
Where is my axe right now?
All right. So the way I described it is you were stepping down. What we'll do is we'll add I just have something called circle. What is circle? I don't see a circle here, so I'm going to assume it's just a blank layer. And so we'll say your axe is a very big axe. Is somewhere, we'll say probably over here.
All right. Oh, I don't even need to disengage from it. I'd like to just shimmy over to grab my axe, if I
All
can.
right. Yep, yep. And you've got a bonus action to pick it up if you want it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so you now have your axe again. And I'm just gonna... Goodbye, axe. Do you want to be here
Back-
or here?
Right there is fine.
That brings us to bear number 1, who's going to make 2 attacks at disadvantage. So one of them is going to be, this is +5 to hit, so that's going to be 11. The other one's going to be 13.
11 and 13.
Mhm.
Neither of those hit.
All right. So, sort of blinded by the lights, it is unable to get a good bat in at you with its claws. And that's its turn. And now, it is Varia's turn.
All right. Let's. Hate these on saving throw spells because their DC is too low. Granted, this one would do 8d8. However, yeah, we'll do. Yes, good. I have line of sight on number 1.
Yep.
I'll cast a blight on it.
Okay.
And it's still in the light, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I will cast light. Con saving throw of 11.
11.
Please,
It
please,
rolls
please,
a 9,
Yeah.
and its
no,
constitution is +1.
Wait. Yes.
Just fails it.
Yes. The Wait. This isn't an undead, is it?
It is not.
Or a construct?
No. It is elemental.
Elemental. Okay, that's not. Okay. Whew. It has no effect on either of those two things.
Cool.
So, yeah. I will roll 8d8.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is it a 2d8 radiant attack?
No. It is
Okay.
necrotic. But since it's in the light, it's normal.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That's going to be 31 damage.
So interestingly enough, in my sort of Excel spreadsheet for all of the rolling, it just rolls every time I update a cell because it's just a rand between.
Yeah.
My 8d8 roll right now, just off of happenstance, is also 31.
Wow.
But yeah, all right, 31 damage, regular damage, as this shadow elemental bear is downed, dropping a. This will be a basic because it was killed with one of the damage types. It is just regular too.
Mhm.
But that was a pretty clean kill though. So
Is it the cleanliness of the kill that's more important, or is it the type of damage that it's killed with that's more important?
it's a little bit of both. A little bit of A, a little bit of B. So I'm debating. Sure. You know what? Why not? We're far enough into this this world here that number 2 dropped a superior elemental core, and number 1 dropped a greater, because that was so bear number 1 had 41 health, and you just did 31 in one go, so it's a pretty clean
Okay.
kill.
Yeah.
And
Woo.
just, for context's sake, a superior crystal, when added to a weapon, does an additional 4d10 plus 4.
Mm.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right.
And with a shadow elemental core, that would be force damage.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
And the
good.
greater
No,
one
that's
Okay.
good.
does half as much.
That's good. Okay. Wow.
It's pretty solid.
Additionally, you could use it as a sort of grenade and do the same damage just once if you're in a pinch. All right. Well, that's the elemental bears taken care of. Hey, we get to go back to the crossroads for a minute.
I would like to point out that Vara is looking very bad still.
All right, Cedric will go ahead and walk up to you. Actually, no, he's already just right there, and cast Cure Wounds. Sure, he will. He's trying to save his 3rd, 4th, and 5th level spell slots, so he's just gonna do 2nd level here.
I guess Scott will go ahead and grab the
So you get an extra 11 back.
Thank you.
grab the orb on the ground.
Thank you, Cedric.
All right. So you grab the greater elemental, shadow elemental core. And you just see this random individual who doesn't look quite right. They look like a drow, but they're white. It's a little weird.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
So this is Got. He's sort of my understudy back at the sanctuary. Wait, no, there was a different word you used in your character background, isn't it? It wasn't monastery.
Might have been simple. I think it's simple.
Temple. Wait, I can just look at my map here because it's written down. Yes, temple. So he's my understudy at the Temple of Pei, and he's been doing some good work, just defending the outskirts of town here. This used to be the entrance, but the recent shakings have collapsed it in, so we've got to go through the we have to go through the sky to get in to the town here.
Through the sky, did you say?
That's how you interpreted the word. Yes, the area above the town with the sun, and we'll just go around it, drop down. There's already a rope there to climb down a rope ladder, so easy enough to climb. Of course, you've got that. Nope, you didn't use it. Never mind. I was gonna say you got that grappling hook, but he didn't see that.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't be too bad.
All right.
I'm gonna go over to Got real quick
Go ahead.
and just say, and I'm gonna extend my hand and say, "Nice to meet you."
I'm just gonna look at the hand.
Okay, not a handshaker.
Good to meet you too. That's what I say, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cedric,
Yes. What has this got?
I think I got the thing. Well, I mean, you helped out too. They're dead now, as you can
Yes,
see.
yes.
Yes.
Very good work, God. Very good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, shall we be heading back to the village here?
Oh, you're not staying?
No, our village. Not the village I just went to.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you all, I guess, Cedric picks up the sphere. And you head up. I've got a second layer of this map that's going to be used for all of like 10 seconds. But you head up out of this chasm here and walk around, and you can see that there's just this sheer cliff face that goes down to what looks like a farming area. Also, just strange thing, there's this giant ball of light that you don't really want to look too closely at. In fact, Cedric goes ahead and points it out. By the way, don't look directly into the sun. It will hurt your eyes.
Varia is confused, to say the least. What is that?
Oh, it's the sun for our village. It helps provides the light for all the crops, as well as anything. Basically, just the general life of the village. It is something we of the Temple of the Pei. At any village, there are many temples, but we established that to keep out all of those shadow elemental type beasts. Actually, no, he doesn't say shadow elemental type beasts. He says, ooh. I better double check this, because this is... Okay. I think this is the right thing here. To keep out all those children of He. From what I understand of your village, you typically have a sort of lights on, lights off type cycle. Here, lights are on all the time. If we don't do that, the children of He can get in, and we don't really prefer that happening.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm just not used to constant day, you know? It's interesting.
It's interesting that I have to translate this into his language and then back into English and then back into his language and back to Common to understand how it works in Common, because I've done linguistics behind the scenes. It's just weird. Okay, so that day makes sense to him in a certain type of way, because you've got tongues. But yes, if you want, you can take the rope ladder. Also, I think Got and I will just jump down into the lake right there.
I want to make Varia jump down into the lake so badly.
You can do that.
She would. It's just she's also relatively low health, and I know for the fact that if you make me roll and then she rolls wrong, she's gonna do it.
All right. Roll me a dexterity check. Acrobatics also works.
Okay.
Do I need to do this too?
No, you're used to this at this point. Although the reason I'm making Varia roll here is A, because Paul brought it up, but B, because it's likely that Varia hasn't really gone and seen the ocean or any sort of big lakes.
Oh shoot, yeah. That
Like there's some bogs in the Miso forest, but
don't fail me. I swear, if I roll like a nat 1 or something, I like belly flop and pass out.
luckily there is a cleric right there.
Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20 is sufficient enough to, as you fall, just jump down into the lake here with not much problem. You all land safely down in here. And I can turn off the upper layer that I used for hate more than like 30 seconds. That's pretty good.
Hey,
Pretty cool. And you can see that this lake here is kind of small, but you're able to just kind of wade out of it. Give me a perception check, actually, Varia.
let's see what I perceive. Not much. A 6.
6. You can tell that it goes deeper, although you're not really sure where. So you climb up here onto the embankment, and you can see that there is a cow just grazing. It's just a regular cow. And this just seems to be regular, some type of grass. If you want to make a nature check, you can maybe kind of figure out what type of grass.
I'm good at nature checks. That's gonna be a 13.
13. The grass looks normal to you. Yeah, it just looks normal to you.
One the phyla, the species, the genus.
The genus.
Yeah.
Did King Philip come over from Germany swimming? I think. I don't know. That's whatever the acronym is. And welcome to Lacle.
Could you spell that for me?
Lacle. This is a quaint little village here. A village. Yeah. I'll get the French accent one day.
Yeah, villa. I'm gonna make Cedric say squirrel.
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 Squirrel. Cedric,
Yes, what is it got?
when does that cow become beef so that we can eat it?
Probably another. Oh man, I've gotta process this in 2 languages.
Oh no.
So, Got, you hear probably about another, maybe 600 sleep cycles.
Sleep
Varia,
cycles.
you understand this as days.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, Varia, you probably understand this as 2 years.
2 years. And about equivalent.
600. Oh. That's so long.
Oh, but why not? Why not? I think yes, I did purchase another portion of beef to eat back at the temple if you want to.
Ah, what's joyous news?
All
Guy
right.
is a foodie.
Fire.
Yes.
And then, at this point, you stop understanding what is being said. It's been about an hour. So, Got, you hear Cedric kind of explain to Varia, so up in this direction here is a sort of home area where all of the people tend to stay. Although Gots and I tend to stay over here at the temple. So Varia, you see him like point off in that way. Something about, with your understanding of Elvish, you do get some sort of understanding of like living in that direction as he points. And he points over towards what looks to be a big marble temple. And you get some inclination of home from that.
So I forgot what. How did we communicate with Cedric before? There was someone in the village who spoke.
Yes, there was someone in the village. He has left at this point. But if I recall his name, where is he? There's a chef.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Actually, I think no.
If he doesn't speak anything that I would speak. I'm going to try and communicate in as visually with my hands as possible that I don't understand what he's saying right now.
God, would you like to make an intelligence check?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
That is that's 9.
9? All right. So Cedric just turns to you, sees you doing this, like, je ne sais, je ne sais.
Je ne sais quoi. Cedric, what is the toll?
I don't know. I do not know what he's doing.
And I've never seen someone so tall, anyways.
So Varia, you understand none of this.
I'm gonna do the universal thing across species and animals and everything, of just cocking my head at a 45-degree angle.
All right. Do you not understand what we are saying? You don't
Does she
understand
not
what he's
know?
saying.
I'm gonna cock it at a 45-degree angle the other way.
Say something. You also don't understand. I think
Did she-
Eofril probably understands something about talking.
Did she lose her bread?
I do not know.
This is difficult.
He's just gonna reach up and touch you on your elbow because you're tall and recast tongues. Is everything all right?
There we go. I could not understand a word you were saying. The spell wore off.
So if that happens,
So you're not just dumb, okay?
Thanks. Thank you.
So if that happens, the misunderstanding goes both ways. If you just start talking, I will not know what you say. And that might be a bit of a better way to do things.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, that would make more sense. I'll
Alright,
just start
next-
talking if I can't understand what you're saying.
Yes. I said that will do just fine. All right. God, isn't today the Festival of Light? Yes,
Oh.
Jason.
Well, I mean, yes. I haven't really been keeping track of that, but I mean, the sun looks right. It looks certainly, even though we're not in that area anymore. It looked right earlier.
The sun here, which is kind of, translating it from This would be from Hopst to English. The translation would still be sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you would just call this the sun. It is the source of light for the land.
You know, as much as she would love to look at it and see how much it looks like, you know, the sun, she's not going to, because she's looked at the sun before and knows that it's painful.
What I will say is, as someone who is from the surface, in the world of Arid, in this campaign's world, the sun is more of a streak across the sky.
A streak.
It's sort of like a big comet with a very long tail
Oh,
that just goes around each day. So this one is definitely a condensed ball of light versus some big trailing fiery object in the sky.
mhm. Did he say like Festival of Light? Did he say?
Oh yes, the Festival of Light is where we celebrate. Pulling up the document here for the precise wording. Holiday. Here we go. Festival of Light. It's where we pay our respects to Pei and thank him for his sacrifice and the guidance and protection he brings.
It'd be really dark here without that.
Yes, yes.
I can imagine. Out of character, you said who? Sacrifice to who?
It pays respects for the sacrifice of Pei, or for Pei's sacrifice.
There's a few.
PEI, spelled like
PEI.
our professor.
I was about to say Dr. Fay.
No linguistic relation though.
Okay.
Well, what was I going to say? Oh, right. We've got I'll make some non-pizza left beef. Back
Oh,
at the
yes.
temple. There's plenty for you too, Varia.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
I-
afterwards, we can go ahead and head to the festival. We've also got plenty of food there as well.
I've never heard of such a food item. I'm interested.
Oh, it is one of the best. One of the best. And you all walk back over to the temple, at which point we will take our break.
Ooh.
All right. Now that everyone's got their snacks and such, I've got my soup, cream of mushroom.
Ooh.
Good soup. Good soup. And the characters in game, after probably a little while longer, how many spell slots does Cedric have for tongues?
He only used it twice, so.
Yeah. But he has to use 3rd or higher, so. So 3rd level. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times he can use tongues in a given day. So, honestly, yeah, he should be fine. But while he's cooking, you can, for a little bit, you hear him sort of like kneading some dough. He says, so in a little bit, we'll have the dough for non-pizza left beef, and we should be able to just have it then. I think your spell will run out by then, and so we will, we'll just cast it when needed. Just say something, and I will make it happen. Oh, and by the way, Got, this man
Yes.
brought a handful of books for the translation to figure out their language to our language and vice versa. They are written in the same language as the texts of Pei. So hopefully you can help work on that in the meantime.
Yeah.
Also, DM reminder: Varia is a woman.
Wait, did I say he?
Yeah.
Okay. You see, the French, they drop letters, and I dropped this in he or she. Alright, so after a while, you smell the very well-known smell of baking bread as the dough is rising in the oven. In the back end of the temple here, I can just put up the map for, I guess, ambient sites. Map, here we go.
This
So in the
reminds
back
me
end
of
of
the
the
time
temple
that I
here.
accidentally made lean and then in a friend's campaign.
Yeah, accidentally ended up making what?
Lean.
Like,
Oh, like the Sprite and cough syrup.
Oh,
That's what lean is.
I was thinking lean beef.
No.
I was also thinking lean beef.
No, the lean is technically a drug, I think.
Hmm.
Originated in Houston, by the way. Houston, Texas.
Sounds about right.
And it's cough syrup and Sprite.
Well, there you go,
Never-
audience. That's how you make drugs.
I've never had it. I never planned to, but I've heard it's weird. Yeah, but I accidentally made that canon in a friend's world.
I mean, if it's just cough syrup, though, and Sprite, might be good for, like, if you have a cough. Unless there's some wacky chemical reaction that makes it more wacky.
I think it's a certain type of cough syrup, and you put a lot of it in there.
So yeah, too much cough syrup is probably bad. But I think it might be pleasant if you put, like, the right dosage of cough syrup and a bit of Sprite.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
probably like if you want a nice sugary beverage that doesn't taste like cough syrup, and you only put in the exact dosage that you need,
And you have a cough.
and you have a cough, then I'm sure it's fine.
All right. So
Anyway,
after drugs, eventually, Cedric does come out with a big platter of none pizza left beef, and he goes ahead and sets it up on the altar. He's like, the French words is what you hear, Varia. I still need to learn more French, but
bon appetit.
names got here. All right, here is all the non-pizza left beef. I've got more in the ovens for the festival.
Parfait.
how's the
Maria,
eating?
what do you think of mutton pizza left beef? The best thing ever. What's your opinion?
Have I tried some at this point?
You yeah, you go ahead and take a bite. It's definitely warm, but it's not too hot. He's definitely made it, in an appetizing manner.
So it's pretty much bread and beef.
Yeah, it's basically kind of like it's a flat bread, so kind of like a very floury flat bread, with beef kind of on the left side that's kind of been baked with the bread, so the beef sinks in just a little bit into the bread and kind of has a good hold there. But it's just on the left.
This is very good. Though I do have.
He goes ahead and touches you on the shoulder as you're now sitting down. And what was that?
No, sorry. This is very good, but I do have one question about it.
Oh yes.
Why is the beef only on the left side? Is there a reason for that?
So what you can do, or actually, God, if you want to explain that, being an aficionado of non-pizza left beef.
Wait, so you've never had none pizza left beef?
No, it's not a delicacy for where I'm from.
Wait, Cedric, I don't. I don't understand. How do you not? Okay, well, it's everything, honestly. I mean, it's. Don't you see the majesty of it itself? I don't.
Well, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful looking piece of food, and it tastes amazing. But I'm just curious if there's like
Yes.
some sort of like cultural significance or anything to it being like on the left side.
Okay, okay. Well, as you see, it is amazing, and that's why we do it like that.
All right, fair enough. I like it.
So further
As you should.
explanation. If you would like, we have extra sauces, such as translated over to marinara or ranch, that you can put on the non side, the side that it's just bread, and you could fold it over into a sort of calzone, or what we usually do is we take a bite of the beef side and then we take a bite of the bread side, and it sort of evens out the proportions.
Okay. I would like to try some
But
of
you
that.
can sauce the bread side for extra flavor.
I would like to try some of that marinara.
Yes. The tomato sauce. And he goes back and brings out just a jar of marinara. They now officially have glass in Leclerc.
That's canon now. I mean, I'm pretty sure like all major civilizations a while discovered glass in
Yeah.
some regard. So
Where's the sand?
is there? I mean,
Well,
stone.
I
It's
mean,
just
no one
silica.
likes sand.
I'm sure
It's
there's like
coarse.
silica rocks that they grind up or something.
And it's kind of rough too.
Gets everywhere.
I mean, I guess technically a jar doesn't have to be glass. It could be ceramic jar.
Oh, there we go. It's a ceramic jar of tomato sauce.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna dip some of the right side of the nun pizza left beef into some
Yes.
taste.
Go ahead to take the whole jar, I suppose.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pour some. Like, do I have a plate?
You have the non pizza left beef. That's about it. So you can pour it on top.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
The non pizza left beef is the plate.
Yeah, no, I'll pour some of it on the pizza instead of dipping.
And because there's no cheeses or anything, it's not a very oily delicacy. So it is like a very nice dry flatbread. It's got a nice puff to it. All right. Well, I will go ahead and go finish the rest of the non-pizza left beef for the festival. Ugh, I had a little bit myself. And yeah, carry on. So what would you like to be doing? Well, A, while more non-pizza left beef is cooking, and B, while you eat non-pizza left beef.
So what was my exact mission again?
Just to observe life down in this village.
Okay.
And report back after you feel like you've got a good grasp on it.
I think it'd be safe to say that I would have a notebook and some sort of writing utensil with me. So I'll just be writing down some of the stuff that I've been observing so far, especially about non-pizza left beef.
You're chronicling the amazingness that is non-pizza left beef.
Yeah, I'm chronicling the sort of delicacy of this culture. And then I'm gonna speak to God. Um, got was it right?
Oh yes.
So forgive my uh, directness, but what exactly is your role here? What do you do?
Ah, well, I tend to just help Sir Frederick a lot. Um, he just tells me what to do. That typically involves my axe in some form, and I swing my axe, and then whatever's in front of me tends to fall down.
Okay. So then you go out and do a lot of sort of hunting type stuff then?
Ah, he's called it that before, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, like, I owe my life to Sir Frederick and to the temple and all, so I just sort of, um, does as he asks to help
That's fair.
out wherever I can.
Mhm.
Do you have any more questions?
Out of character, I am thinking of some.
Hey, DM,
Hmm.
how long has it been since he's gotten, or since Cedric casted tongues?
Oh, shouldn't have been too long
He
now,
he
right?
just recasted it when he came out with the non-pizza left beef.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
I
as I
just
put
need to
into
know
Google
if
Translates, "Akune pizza reste de bouffe."
I just need I need to know if how long it is until I transition into French, but it'll be a
Mhm.
while.
An hour. Um,
You know, you seem to be a strange one yourself.
oh,
Never
am I?
seen someone like you. Yeah, you're quite tall.
Yes, I have. I've noticed that I'm a little out of place here in that regard.
Well, it's not the little thing. You like I said, you are tall.
I will mention that there are drow in this village.
Oh, ah.
It still feels, you know.
One of them lives right here.
Doxing that drow. Um, so I guess can you tell me a little bit about this god Pei?
Pay, pay. So, I mean, you've heard of the sacrifice.
Yes.
Um, if memory serves from what Cedric has told me, um, such sacrifice is what keeps the sun up there, going all the time. Um, without that sacrifice, we would not have this place at all, honestly. So, uh, I mean, one of the gods, uh, to which this temple he is dedicated to.
And what is a little bit of life like in the temple, like your day type of?
Well, oh, my wonderful life. So, it starts with none pizza left beef.
Of course, of course.
Or at least, there is the time between waiting on the none pizza left beef and waking up and all that. But besides that, none pizza left beef. First meal. Wonderful time. Then, Sir Cedric tends to have me clean up wherever we need to. Make sure everything looks pristine, everything's in good condition. And then to end the day, typical day at least. If there's something to kill, then I go kill. But otherwise, we end with more non-pizza left beef. I don't know what I'd do without it.
So non-pizza left beef, it seems to be a very like ingrained sort of food in your culture. It's
Well, what do you mean by ingrained? It's the food.
it's the food.
What, are you supposed to just eat the bread by itself and the beef by it? That doesn't make any sense.
Just you'll see Varia taking like occasional notes.
She's asking God.
Non-pizza left beef seems to. This is what she's writing, and also what I'm writing. Non-pizza left beef seems to be one of, if not the only food consumed. Sure. Okay, so it's like the food. Huh?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Like, what else is Cedric supposed to make?
I think it's at that moment that Varia realizes what's going on. She's not going to say anything.
You know, you are kind of strange individual yourself.
How do you mean?
Well, you've never had food. Like, what do you eat?
Well, there's quite a few meals that are kind of commonplace. And Rhyodon is the name of DM. Rhyodon is the name of
Yep.
in Rhyodon, the village that I'm from.
Such as?
Well, as you said, you don't really eat the beef and the bread separately, right?
No.
It's quite common for us to have just bread and different types of breads at that.
But where would the beef be?
Where's the beef?
The well, we don't really put the beef on the bread. We cook the beef in other ways usually that go with the bread. I imagine I just see God's face, kind of like the gears turning in his head.
So, hold on. You're telling me that you. How does that even work?
I
This seems kind of silly to me.
mean, if do I have rations with? No, rations wouldn't be good for sure.
Well, we've mentioned that your favorite traveling food is dried beef.
That's true. I would definitely have some of that with me. I mean, I'm gonna be looking through my bag, and I'll pull out just like a small, like little slab of beef jerky. For instance, this. This is more so just like traveling type of food. It's not really meant to be a full meal per se, but
Wait. So, that looks like beef. Why is it all nongi?
it's sort of been dried out. It helps keep the beef for a lot longer, and it's very good for traveling.
So you're a traveling person then.
Yes, you could say that.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense as to why you might be here now.
Mhm.
So, there are other ways you can put beef and bread other than none pizza left beef.
Yes, that's right.
Can you pull
Um,
that jerky out again? That beef stick you had. Can you pull that back out?
yeah, sure.
And
I'm
could I
gonna.
have some of it?
I absolutely. She's gonna pull out a slab and hand it over to God. It will be a little bit tough, but that's just because it's been dried out.
I sort of just like look at it, like stretch it, like take a whiff of it. I try to like bite into it.
It's chewy, it's tough, it's beef. But not
See,
pizza.
okay. Here's my. Where's the bread flavor? Like you don't have the bread, so like where would?
It's just meant to be eaten by itself.
What?
Yeah. Bread, if we keep it out for a long period of time, again, as in reference to this beef jerky, bread wouldn't go with it well per se, just because bread will harden and get stale if not eaten in a timely manner. And if we're traveling for days at a time, then it wouldn't be the best thing to have as a travel food.
Oh well, there's your issue. You're traveling too much.
Well, it's kind of what I do, so.
Oh. You'll just have to stay here then, so you can have it.
Um, as much as I would love to stay, well, I am going to be staying here for a few days at least.
Well, good. You'll you'll have plenty of good food then.
Let you have that none pizza left beef.
Yes, of course. Nothing but the best.
So Varia's noting in her head, all right, do not talk to Got for questions about the culture of the entire place.
God isn't dumb, but God will not be able to explain it to you.
Yeah, no. That's what she's gathering. Like she doesn't it doesn't seem like you're dumb. It's just you don't seem the most knowledgeable about wise, I guess would be the word. You're not dumb, you're just not the most wise. She's not gonna say that, of course, but she may be reckless, but she's not mean. After all, if you want to lure her into a trap, you just need to show her a cat.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have cats down here. If they've got cows, they probably have cats.
If she sees a cat, she's going to go pet it and also take notes about it.
It's gonna be like 2 pages on the life down here, 10 pages about just cats.
And 10 like drawings of the cat.
As
I
they
will
should
note
be.
that Varia is probably decent enough at basic drawing. Just because I have to imagine that she's done this type of thing before, like just taking note of various things and like, for instance, plant anatomical types of drawings.
Yeah.
So she would very easily be able to at least get a rough sketch of the cat if she sees one. and might get too distracted.
Varia,
Yes.
could you pass me the marinara?
Oh, yes, of course. And I'll just pass the jar of marinara.
And I just take a big swig of it.
Well, that was the last thing I expected. Like, there was the initial shock of hearing it, and then like a lull, and then I thought about it again, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
A good palate cleanser.
Varia, Varia is not gonna like. You're gonna see her eyes widen a little bit when you do that.
You know, I was confused earlier. It always does confuse me whenever Cedric brings it up. Putting it on the bread itself, that's just so weird.
Scott is the worst person to ask about the food of the culture. Got it.
He likes what he likes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna knock the guy. He knows what he likes. However, I mean, I'm probably some sort of heathen for liking beef jerky.
I wasn't gonna say it to you directly.
So, the marinara, you just drink it as is?
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's got this great texture. Hold on. Yeah, no, it just goes down the throat real well. Works great right after the very delicious non-pizza left beef.
I see. You usually, for in our culture at least, the marinara, the tomato sauce, what have you, is usually used as sort of just a dipping sauce. We don't really drink it.
You've got a strange culture up there. But that's all right. You seem like a nice person.
Thank you.
And with Got and Varia's bonding over none pizza left beef.
Yeah, I can't tell if any progress was made in terms of that.
Cedric comes out with just a what looks to be some sort of wrapped up, sort of like stack of just a bunch of non-pizza left beefs, sort of wrapped up in a cloth to carry. Actually, with his height, it's a decent amount of non-pizza left beef. It's pretty dry, so it's not gonna get all soggy and drip down and stuff and ruin the cloth and whatnot. All right. I've got all the non-pizza left beefs ready to bring to the festival. Don't worry, Varia. You don't have to worry too much about bringing things. No, and how is those books? Or have you not really taken a look yet?
Oh, we've been just talking. You know, Varia. Very interesting place she's from. Very interesting. Very weird.
Oh, how so?
Well, they don't have.
Let's walk and talk.
Yes, of course. So, oh, and is the chef bringing the marinara sauce to the festival?
Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me. He goes ahead and grabs another couple jars from the back, wraps them up. You can hear him just kind of jars clinking around. Here we go. Got. You can go ahead and carry those, right?
Oh, yes. 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 I only have so many hands, but I got it. Got. Well, they don't have non-pizza left beef. That's probably the weirdest part. They do it like you too with the marinara. They just pour it on the bread itself. And Varia herself, she doesn't. She travels a lot, so she can't have bread. And that's weird.
I suppose, yeah, traveling is quite rare for anyone other than priests down here, so. But apparently, they are free to do that up to Got, you hear up in the land of Himmel. To Varia, you just hear the surface.
Land of Himmel.
And that's why I stay down here where Pei can protect us.
It's true, the Lights of Pei keeps us all safe down here. So
I'm gonna-
apparently, they don't need it up on the surface. It's very curious.
Yeah, what did you say? Sorry, you cut out.
The Lights of Pei does keep us safe down here, although apparently they don't need it in the surface. It's very curious.
Eventually when it's just me and Cedric, I'm going to ask him
Mhm.
about the food and the culture and stuff.
Alright, so do you just want to, like, walk a little bit ahead? Or something?
Yeah.
And, like, kind of talk up close? Alright, Got, you see them walk a little bit ahead and, like, start talking up close? If you want to do it.
I'll just be.
Kinda...
I will be hauling the marinara.
Alright.
I've got to make sure none of it spills.
So, Cedric,
Yes.
I was talking to God, just like to get a little bit of an idea of like food and like culture and just a little bit of stuff that's done differently.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because I just want to observe a little bit,
Yes, he does love his non-pizza F beef.
He said that non-pizza left beef is like the food of your culture.
That is the food of his culture for sure. It is basically the only thing he eats.
I see. I get that. After talking a little bit.
So back over by the temple there, you saw the lake there. They have a hatchery for fish. There are plenty of fish that tend to swim through the different underwater caverns. And so we get a fair few fish that we can eat from there. We also have the big old farming area. He gestures over to the grasslands, where we can farm up various different fruits, vegetables, grains, stuff like that, as well as any of the livestock that we have here in the village. And they do go as a bit of a delicacy, hence why for something like non-pizza left beef, there is only a little bit of beef to go around compared to the grain. And so as a little bit of a culinary history, that is kind of how that came about.
I see.
But it is quite a practical food. So yes, meat down here, other than the fish, is a bit of a delicacy. As you can see, we don't have the most farming land, but we make just enough to feed everyone very comfortably. And of course, we could farm some more land. It would take more hands, but we could farm more land to fit more people as the times need.
Yeah, no, taking a look around, I figured that there would be a little bit more what Got was mentioning. So I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, and you can see a handful of goblins and drow kind of tending to either the crops or the animals in the farming area there. You can actually see there's one goblin standing directly under the sun, just staring straight up at it.
Me too, little guy. Trust me, if Vario wants to look at it to see like what it is, like if it's just if it's a physical object or if it's like a manifestation of just like magic or something.
Hmm. I mean, do you want to?
Probably like brief glances, not like full on staring at the
Mhm.
sun. Because I mean,
Just
again,
give me
she does.
a Constitution saving throw. We'll say.
Yeah, that's fair. 17.
All right. So after you're done looking at it, you're able to walk away without seeing any like dots or whatever. But you do see it's a sort of wispy energy, sort of like a form of ether that is just kind of placed there. It doesn't seem to be attached to anything. It's just kind of hovering in place at the sort of upper area of this cave.
Okay.
So it's definitely something of magic versus
Yeah.
something physical. Whether or not it has a physical form anywhere inside, you're not sure because it's kind of all washed out with light. But eventually, after a pretty short walk, you get over to this area here, which is the festival grounds. At which point, we're just going to go back to, I guess, player view. And of course, the best festival music.
Yes.
Here, let me see if it'll let me.
Huh.
If only we had a bard here who could make a fish go hot.
And if only.
That'd be wonderful.
That would be wonderful. Yeah.
Let me see if I can get back on my computer real quick.
So, walking into these festival grounds, one of the first things you see is a drow individual with snow white hair, kind of like pushed off to the side in a bit of a spike, or like a spiky cluster.
Mhm.
And he's on a sort of stage-ish / like table booth type thing. There's a platform in front of him with a bunch of like various fish. There's a basin next to him as well with presumably full of fish, a basin of water. But on the table in front of him, the platform in front of him, there are a bunch of sort of like, there's a diorama of a fish band, just kind of like taxidermy fish band. And this seems to be where some of the music is emanating. He's got like kind of a puppeteered fish head that he's making do the ha occasionally. There's like a lever in the back that he can kind of just pull for ha.
It needs to be here. The fish has to be here.
And so this definitely confirms to you that there are other things that can be eaten here than non-pizza left beef. But Got, you're probably just, when you see this, you're probably just thinking, oh yeah, it's just the guy who does things with the fish. It's like, I don't know, he's doing his thing. But they're not food,
Yeah.
they're not non-pizza left beef.
Why would you eat the singing fish?
Yeah, what? That makes no sense.
Crazy talk.
I just have to say, out of character, I love Got. Yeah, so Varia's just going to be kind of looking around at the whole place as she follows along.
All right. Cedric goes ahead and says, all right, just enjoy the festival. It's a time of celebration. I'm going to go set up my table for the non-pizza left beef, and we'll see how things go from there. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh, and flag me down if you need to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
If you run out of, he's a bit
See
distracted by
you.
the fish.
See you, alligator Varia.
See you, alligator.
I
Various
guess
good-
alligators are now something that shows up in these waters.
No,
And
at
we'll
one
head down
point
for a possible
got heard like "see you later, alligator" and just confused it.
Well, there'd still have to be alligators in this culture.
There would still have to be alligators.
Is that doable, Mr. DM?
It can be. I mean, there are bears.
That's true. But yeah, no, Varia's just gonna kind of confusedly say back what you just said to her with like a little wave.
So, Varia, go ahead and give me a perception check of what all is in these festival grounds.
Screw me. Said don't. That's a 5.
So a 5. So yeah, once again you see more goblins, more drow. They do seem to be in more festive, colorful clothing, as opposed to the people who are working in the fields. Towards the I'm trying to think, is that north? No, technically the map is rotated 90 degrees. So on the map here, towards this end, there's a sort of stage setup with a bit of a backdrop. And then just along the walls of the cave here are the different festival areas. I'll go ahead and add a layer here, and then we'll just kind of draw what's up. So over here is where you've got the table of the fish table. You've got up here the stage, and a handful of other booths as well. That just kind of line the walls here. And just people kind of celebrating, enjoying the music. Fish. Of the festival here.
Yeah, no, she's just gonna kind of wander around a little bit on her own, just kind of observing. Probably in the direction of the fish booth, though.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just-
Hello! Would you like some fish? We have plenty to go around. Fish on a stick? And he holds up
sure.
a fish on a stick.
I'll take a fish on a stick.
Yeah, you go.
Thank you.
It is free. Enjoy the festival.
I will. Thank you.
Also, interesting costume.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
What is the fish person wearing?
You know what? Sure, they're wearing a fish suit. So it's just like, this blue fish looking thing. Where their head is just kind of popping out of the top. Their eyes, or their arms come out just below the eyes where like the gills would kind of be. So very, very, very nice festival. Very nice festival.
And I'll thank him again and just continue walking around eating my fish on a stick.
Huh. He reaches over, pulls down the lever. Also, no, this probably wouldn't be Varia's immediate recognition. Okay, so you do see there is another drow woman who seems to be making her way towards you. Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Festival of Light. Hello, Got.
Thank you.
And where is my document? There it is. And she hands you where is it? A necklace with a yellowish, a light yellow crystal as
Ooh.
its sort of gem in the piece. Um, I don't recognize you with your costume. Is this your first festival of light? Are you new here? Are you a priest from another village?
So I am new here, but I am not a priest.
Oh,
I'm from the surface.
translating. Really?
Yeah.
Is that? I suppose we all are. In some way.
Now I'm curious what was lost in translation, out of character. But yeah, I came here with Cedric.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Welcome to our festival here. And if you don't already know, at least in this village, I suppose there are a couple of villages that don't do it. So I'll give you the recap just in case. Towards the end of the festival, we will use the crystals. Just hold them, focus some magical intent, and they will light up lights throughout the area around you, and you'll be able to enjoy a very nice light show that sort of signifies the end of the festival. So hold on to that for a while.
That sounds amazing.
Indeed it is.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I gotta double check. So this is a cantrip item, just like your mage hand bracelet. This would be for. I was gonna say light, but I realized there's another spell that might also work a little bit better. I can't remember if it's a first level spell though. Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
It's just a light cantrip necklace.
I like to imagine every time the ha comes on, I just hear like a small voice coming from God somewhere in the festival. To my inventory.
All right. So go ahead and roll me. Actually, where would you like to go? So you're near the fish booth.
Yeah.
But there are.
I guess
5
I'll make my
openings.
way towards the stage.
Towards the stage. So getting up closer towards the stage, you can see to either side of it, there are what look to be a handful of costumes. That you're not really sure what necessarily they're meant to represent, since you're not really ingrained in the culture. They seem to be of some sort of significance. You can see Cedric. Over to the left here. Can I fit NPLB? NPLB. That's his non-pizza left beef stand. He's going ahead and setting up things there. So he's got sort of a multi-racked shelf where he can slide in non-pizza left beefs for everyone. And what he's done, differently from the non-pizza left beef he's given you and got back at the temple, is he has sliced things up. These non-pizza left beefs are square, and so they've been kind of sliced into half beef, half pizza, or half bread.
Yeah.
Half non-pizza. There you go.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Got is currently at the stand.
Yeah, I'm going to take a closer look at what's just going on the stage, if there is anything.
So nothing yet. There's a backdrop that is sort of cylindrical, like a sort of part of a cylinder there.
Mm-hmm.
And that also seems to be, well, it's painted white. It's not a fully stone structure. There are people sort of setting up different props and whatnot on there.
Okay. I'll go to the booth that's on the right side of the stage.
On the right side of the stage, there are a handful of what look to be paper crafts. They're sort of multicolored balls that are like sort of balloon type objects, but you don't really have balloons on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you? Have I established balloons as a thing? Is rubber readily available? Who knows?
I feel like there at some
Just ask
point
God.
there's been some sort of like flying, like balloons, pretty much. I feel like there's.
Oh well. There are some hollow paper balls that are situated here, and there is a goblin kind of standing on the table as well. Oh, hello. How can I help you? Would you like to take one of these orbs?
Yeah, sure.
All right. These are for the end of the festival, of course. But you can go ahead and play around with it. He picks up this, like, it's a little bit bigger than his head, but he gives you this orb of paper. You can be a little delicate with it, or if it does crunch, just, if you see those children over there, there seems to be a couple of, green-looking children that are, like, papping the ball into the air. And as they pap the ball in the air, it seems to slowly inflate itself.
Ooh, okay.
If it does get crushed, you can inflate it like that, or you can find someone to play a game to reinflate.
I do have a question though.
Oh yes.
So, this is the first time I've been to this festival. I'm new around this area.
Oh, a traveler. Interesting.
Yes. So I was wondering, what is sort of and the significance of sort of these orbs in the celebration?
Oh, the orbs. So when you use your necklace there, you go ahead and cast the light cantrip into this orb, and so the light will generate some heat, and that heat will help raise the ball up into the sky, and the multicoloredness helps shine different colors across the area. It's a very nice spectacle.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I was told that there would be like a little bit of a light show that signifies the end of the festival.
Yes. So this is for that. Some people will. Well, in the past we just used rocks, but whenever we would throw them up for the very brief celebration, there they'd fall down, hit people in the head. So we wanted something light.
Yeah, that's fair.
Huh. I mean, it's only like 30 feet away that these fish are. So. Oh, and over here is the orb stand. There you go.
I'm just taking a lot of notes. All right, yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Huh.
And yeah, no. She'll just keep looking around and going to different booths.
All right.
And just to make sure there's no funny business going on.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna like just do a scan of the crowd real quick to make sure there's no suspicious characters.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Mod 20.
Modified 20.
30.
All right. So, walking through this crowd, it's a decent crowd. Let me double check my DM notes real quick. I will switch to player view real quick. DM notes. Population of math is hard.
Yeah.
9 plus 19 plus 7.
35.
35. Plus 3. So there's in total 39
Eight.
people in the village because we're counting you as well.
Okay.
DM notes can go off. So there are 39 people sort of coming and going out of this area.
Okay, so that's not as many as I thought there'd be.
But through this area, there is a a dark elf looking individual that's kind of hobbling around really weirdly. Their legs are disproportionate to their torso. Additionally, one of the drow children that runs by you seems to have a bit of a beard.
What? Ah. She's okay. She's slightly taken aback.
Mm-hmm.
I
Actually, with a
guess
mod 20, there is something patchy about that child's skin.
She won't do anything right away, of course, because there's no evidence of anything.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll at the very least keep her eyes peeled, especially in their general direction. Not like staring off, like making it obvious that she's observing them or anything, but just kind of like taking occasional glances over, make sure nothing's going on over there. And she'll also go back to Cedric.
Okay.
And is actually going to ask.
Oh, hello, Varia. You need more non-pizza left beef?
I will take a little bit, but that's
Alright,
not
answer
why I
script.
came here.
Oh, okay.
I'll take some
How
and
can I
just
help?
kind of eat some as I idly talk. Call it just instinct from what I do or whatever. But in large gatherings like this, I'm always on the lookout for things. Who's that
Okay.
individual over there? And I kind of just like very, very discreetly point at that person.
Which person?
The dark elf.
So there was a dark elf with a very disproportionate torso, and there was a dark elf child with a beard. That
Yeah.
ran by you. Which one?
I'll go with the child.
Wild.
All right, we pull up my document here.
I don't know if I'm treading
Oh
on
yes,
dangerous ground here.
is that his Hans? He's actually a goblin. Oh, actually, huh? How does translation work? Yeah, sure, goblin. His tongues. He's actually a goblin. But a lot of people will dress up as either the opposite. Either goblins will dress up as drow will dress up as goblins. Usually only the drow children will dress up as goblins because the size doesn't exactly make sense.
I see. I see. Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Hans is going for the opposite kind of thing.
All right.
Well,
That's interesting.
He's an old man, but he dresses up as a children. He looks very funny.
The costume kind of threw me off a little bit, but yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's a very impressive costume he's got.
Oh yeah.
Hello, God. Are you here for your more non-pizza left beef?
Yes, please.
There you go.
Starving
So,
from all the hauling.
Yes. The very short distance.
Famished from all the hauling of the marinara. Gonna kick back a whole jug of it.
All right. So yes, so another one you might see is over there. Those two goblin kids playing. Yeah, no, those are the Dark Chosen.
I see. I see. Okay. Yep, I get it.
Actually, no, only one of them is at all.
Avaro,
Yeah,
you want them?
It's got to offer me some non-pizza beef.
Yeah, it is offering. While chewing, mid-chew.
Mid-chew. And Welvaria is also holding some of her own.
Yes.
Sure, I'll take some more.
There you go.
Thank you. Varia is very taken aback by everything about Gut. Just like, not in a bad way, just kind of like, this is an interesting character. But she does accept, and she will take bites of the non-pizza left. Because it is good stuff, don't get me wrong.
It is very good stuff.
all
But
right.
yeah. So with that sort of question dispelled, she isn't. Yeah, she doesn't really care to look too closely anymore.
All right. In the stall next to the non-pizza left beef stall, there does seem to be a drow child. Looking closely, this might be a goblin. Standing on the table in front of, or I guess behind, a big mushroom diorama. This diorama seems, if you take a closer look, you might be able to piece together what this diorama shows. Right now,
Yeah,
from your
I'll-
perspective, it's just like a big, weird structure of mushroom.
Yeah, I'll take a closer look.
So, the structure of mushroom seems to form similar to the stage, a semicircle of mushroom wall, and in front of that is a large pillar of mushroom, basically a mushroom stalk where the cap has been cut off. With much smaller, these are all white mushrooms that make up all of this environment. The different caps of the mushrooms turned upside down so you can kind of see the gills make up the sort of ground of this area, or of this like this diorama, and also make good mounting points for like little sticks to press into the gills. But there are also two other figures. One of them is a sort of like the blackened end of, if I recall the mushroom name, an ink cap. So, a very black thing that probably represents a person standing in front of this pillar, as well as what looks to be a sort of minced, sort of yellower mushroom that is sort of flittering away in the wind.
Minced yellow fluttering away in the wind. As a player, I connect that to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true though. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll go up and take like a closer.
Oh, hello. How
Hi.
can I help you? You want some mushrooms? We got plenty. We got bags and
Hi.
bags and bags.
Yeah, sure. What kinds
Alright,
of mushrooms?
Here we go. Here we go. So she just roots around in some sort of barrel behind her, just like rifling through, grabs a random bag, and hands it to you, just like a leather sack.
Oh.
There you go. Those should be some of the grizzly hides.
My inventory.
You know, have a day's supply of grizzly hide mushrooms. So a day's worth of rations, if you want to make that a like infantry item. And she looks over the diorama, just to kind of give it an extra glance. She's like, "Oh, looks like oh, that did fall over." And she like reaches through what looks to be just like a pile of spare mushrooms, and pulls out this like really weirdly colored like little mushroom, probably about like an inch tall, that has just all sorts of a very colorful head to it. She puts it back, sort of to the side of everything, on the diorama. That almost fell over. Or I guess it did fall over. Yeah, anyway. How are you? How are you enjoying the festival?
It's very. I like it a lot. It's been very good time.
Good to hear, good to hear.
I'm actually new around this area. This is my first time being here.
Oh, your first festival.
Yeah.
Gives you a
I came
puzzled
here.
look.
I came here with Cedric.
I see. So, interesting. Definitely interesting to see new people. Are you a priest?
I am not. No, I am sort of a traveler from the surface.
Again, just a very puzzled look. Intelligence check. Oh, that's often. It's a 3.
Yeah, it's weird to me too. Don't you worry.
Oh, hi, God. How you doing?
This
Oh,
guy just
hi.
kind of like following around.
Wait, what else am I supposed to do? Is there?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
You're the weird one.
This wasn't in character. This was not in character.
Oh, I'm hearing voices again. No, I'm joking.
Again. Hold on. Now this is.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Out of character.
So yeah, with a 3, what is the puzzled mushroom lady?
She just kind of gives you a blank stare. I'm gonna get some non-pizza left beef. And walks over to a Cedric's stand. Hands her, he walks a total of, what is that? 10 feet over to Cedric's stand.
Okay, so God
It's on
wouldn't
pizza left
necessarily
beef.
have even had to have been following.
Oh, true, yeah. Maybe God is just like being a little gluttonous and just like, keeps taking more non-pizza left beef.
No, everyone needs their non-pizza left beef.
Everyone needs it. It's the food.
Now, I will say, she's acting a little strange today.
Are you saying that out loud with her right there?
I say that as she walks away.
A whole 10 feet away.
Yep. We're really putting in that for charisma.
Yeah, I can.
You've never met someone like God, that's for sure.
That's true. No, I don't think I've ever met a playing character that has that low of a charisma. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of befuddledly. Is that a word?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Befuddledly take the mushrooms and put it in my backpack, and just kind of
All right.
hobble my way away from the mushroom stand because this lady is confused at my existence.
Indeed. You're like the only white person here. I was gonna have one of the characters say, "Why are you white?" but that feels like a little.
That feels a little on the nose.
Yeah.
Feels a little on the nose.
But yeah, I guess I'll take a visit to the two other unvisited booths.
So the other two, one of them is another food stand, and the other one has what looks to be different, sort of like metal sculptures. I guess is how you would best interpret that.
So I think I'm learning that I should not just be telling people that I'm not from, unless they ask.
Yeah, perhaps. Who knows?
But yeah, I guess I'll go to the other food stand.
Another food stand. So they seem to have a handful of fruity breads, perhaps to go with the non-pizza left beef. Who knows? Just like a little extra add-on. Which does confirm that down here there are fruit trees.
Another thing to add to the
Yeah,
list.
they make nice decoration.
Yeah. Those like apples or whatever, they're very nice color.
Yeah.
But why would
So
you ever
they've got
eat
like apple, oranges, pears, pomegranates.
I think I'll go up and get a little bit of fruit. What did you say? Fruit bread?
Yeah, there's like fruit just baked into bread.
Okay.
I think fruit cake is the more proper term.
Yeah.
What is fruit cake?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Fruitcake looks weird.
Yeah. Like, now that you mention it, I couldn't actually tell you what.
Yeah, it's fruit cake.
Okay, fruitcake. Yeah, it looks like bread with fruit in it.
Yeah, so we've got various slices of fruit cake.
Yeah. I'll take a slice of fruitcake and try it.
Oh, some fruitcake for you. All right, here we go. What sort do you want? We've got apple, pear, pomegranate, peach,
I'll take pear.
orange, pear. There you go. He takes out this disproportionately large knife. Like this is standing in front of you, a decently bulky drow man with sort of like a leather apron. He just takes out like this really large knife for this disproportionately small slice of fruitcake, and he just cuts off probably about a 2-inch section of it and hands the slice to you.
The dexterity that you have to wield such a large thing to make a 2-inch cut of something that small. That's impressive.
Oh, thank you very much. I've spent most of my life working on various forging, so It's all on the wrist, and the forearm, and the shoulder.
It's all in the arm.
A little bit of the pecs.
But I will take the piece and thank him.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
And I will eat it as I go to the booth.
I am not sure how to draw fruitcake representatively, so I'm just gonna draw this and get like some random colors.
Nondescript. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I was gonna say nondescript.
Fruitcake.
Spheroid.
There's your fruitcake. And so the last one has a bunch of like metal sculptures of sorts. And it is a adult drow woman. Both of these people that you're just recently visiting are in fact drow. They don't seem to have any sort of weird costume about them. They do everyone you've seen basically gives you a puzzled look when they see you.
I will approach this.
Hello.
Hello.
Would you like a couple of arcane focuses?
Sorry, what was that?
Would you like an
I
arcane
didn't hear you.
focus?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. These are maybe not the highest quality, so they're, just be aware there. If you want to come to my shop after the festival, of course, you can get some better quality that'll pretty much never wear out. These will, aid you in a tough spot if you need them. So these they look to be thin iron coils. Just like very, very tightly wrapped coils of thin iron wire. And there's an empty core in them. They don't have any sort of special core.
Okay.
For spellcasting, if you're... I don't think I've ever seen you as a customer, so you basically grasp the two ends, and you can focus your magic through that.
Oh, okay.
It'll shine out the light of pay wherever you need it.
Yeah, I'll take one.
All right.
And I would
Here
be
you go.
interested to visit your shop afterwards.
Oh, of course. My name is, of course, Karen, and you can find me in the. There's a name for this. I'm gonna double check DM notes again. Here you go, DM notes. Oh, they're just both called residential areas.
In residential area 1.
Thinking about.
I
how
helped come up
things
with
are-
that name.
That's a very got name. Surprised it's not called none pizza left beef.
Well, no, that's a food.
You're right. That's not district.
All right, sure. So that's a long cat. So it's in the northern residential area that you can find it. Yeah, just ask around for Karen. You can find me.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Sort of the de facto mage here.
Yeah, and I will put this keen focus in my back too. Is this also an item that I can just?
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
You can call it a holy symbol, which is an item. Huh. And being back closer to the fish booth now, you can definitely hear the huh of the fish.
Okay. And now I'm getting a lot of good. I was about to say intel, but it's not like I'm doing anything secretly or anything.
That's still intel.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of interesting information about the culture. But yeah, I guess I'll make my way back to Cedric
Wow,
now
is
that
that an inductor?
I mean, if it's a coiled wire, then it's an inductor. Now, what is the inductance of this arcane focus?
Roll Arcana.
Inductance is, of course, the measure of magical focus in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Henry's.
Yeah, no, there's just some random drow named Henry. He's the one who kind of crafted this in the first place or something.
Oh, Henry's a great guy.
Yeah. Henry is Karen's wife or husband.
I'm sorry, what was I rolling?
Arcana.
Gotcha. That's a 7.
We'll just call it one Henry.
Wow. In inductor terms, that's massive.
Yeah.
In arcane focus, that's probably pretty low. Yeah, I'll make, after having visited around all the booths that I could see, I think I'll make my way back to Cedric.
All right. I was gonna say the lights start to dim, but the lights never dim in Leclerc here. So it seems that there are more people gathering on the stage and people kind of settling down, getting to look at it. You can see Cedric is no longer at his booth. Got is still munching on a piece of non-pizza left beef.
Of course.
It seems Cedric is gathering people to the stage.
Yeah, I'll look over.
All right. So what you can see is there is a drow individual in sort of... They're all wearing similar white robes, although they're somewhat different between all of them. Cedric, you can see he's already up on some sort of stilts, and he's wearing a sort of like floofy white robe, possibly made of wool. There's the drow individual who is also wearing a white robe that is in more just smooth cloth. And then there is another drow woman, or there is a drow woman, only woman on stage, with sort of yellow painted or dyed streaks in her white hair, that are sort of gathered up on stage here. And someone's maybe behind the stage, who knows. So you can see everyone sort of gathers their attention, and it's at this point that your tongue's spell wears off.
Oh no.
So I don't have to prepare a speech in English.
What perfect timing. But you do have to do one in French now.
Oh no.
Backfired. Mon ami.
So
Baguette. Francois, oui, oui. That's all the French I know.
Oh,
That's not true. I do know one phrase in French.
Varia, vous parlez français? Parlez français?
No.
So
Oh, zut.
Cedric, in his stilted means stiff, in his costume with stilts, comes up to the front of the stage and proudly proclaims, "N'avez-vous pas entendu les enseignements du Père?" Jason might have understood that.
Could you repeat it one more time?
N'avez-vous pas entendu les enseignements du Père?
I'm
My
trying
accent
to.
is terrible.
I know a little bit of what you're saying. As in, I understood that the last part is to pay the god.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand as much as you're saying out of character with the Spanish that I know, because there's
Ah.
some similarities. Like, could you
There's a little
liken the differences between? Because you said that with the language that I speak, I can understand very, very minimal pieces of what
Yeah,
you're saying. Well, could you liken that to Spanish and French?
yeah. No hables español.
No, but like, could I
So
think of it like that type of difference?
I
Like,
think when I first
some-
introduced the language of, I actually have it written down in one of the things I sent out. The language of Silvu. It is akin to knowing French versus Creole.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like a different branch of the language that split off a long time ago.
Yeah, that's fair.
Other things I've prepared to say in French. Il faut de la lumière pour pousser les ombres. Hopefully that made some sense.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Il faut de la lumière pour pousser les ombres.
Je m'appelle Barry Alvin et je suis l'homme plus rapide du monde.
That meant something.
My
Something
name is
about
Barry
that.
Allen and I'm the fastest man alive in the world. That's the one thing I know how to say in French.
It's very fun because my ability to interpret French is a lot better when I can read it.
Yeah. Same with
That's fair.
Spanish. I suck at
My ability to
Spanish.
interpret French is Google Translate.
Yeah.
I feel like you've done a pretty good accent so far. It's just that
yeah.
for me, all the words seem to. I can't distinguish where the space is for a lot of the time.
Of course, the spell had to right before the speech.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Où
I
sont
know
tes
that one.
lumières? As a guy, you understand this to be the signal to have everyone light up their orbs and throw them up.
Oh,
I assume I see people doing this,
Mhm.
and then I guess I'll follow along.
So, as everyone begins to light up their orbs and bap them up into the sky, as they begin to heat up, they still kind of need to bap them back up. So it's kind of like a bit of a balloon juggle for a little bit. But a multicolored light fills the area as Cedric, in his stilts, walks backwards, decently nimbly, to the back of this area here. And you can see from below him comes this pillar of light, which is just another sort of case that was kind of rolled under the ground there that surrounds him, and the light cantrip is cast on that. And so effectively he turns into this pillar of light that begins to shine out through everything and also further illuminate these colorful orbs. And the entire cavern here begins to fill with light, more so than before. You see the drow woman with the yellow streaks in her hair bamf out of the area in a puff of magic. As the drow individual, also as the drow man in white robes, begins to look like he's casting some sort of spell. I think both of you would understand relatively well that this is just thaumaturgy. That casts a rumbling noise through the entire area. As the woman fully disappears with her magical teleportation spell, the pillar of light begins to shorten and then recede, leaving what looks to be just a kind of a small version of the sun left where Cedric once stood. So there's just a little bit of a little mote of light there. The drow man goes ahead and takes a knee. And all of the basically stage props begin to kind of be let down on what you can see are ropes. He then climbs onto the top of this backdrop, which is now a shell. If I can draw it. Oh man. So we've got like a bit of a shell on stage that he then walks on top of and says, Quel est cet endroit? And a couple people from offstage walk on, and he says, Qu'est-ce que tu exactement? And then everyone just starts clapping. And that seems to be the end of the play here.
Varia will be clapping along.
I turn to Varia and I say, "Wasn't that great stuff?"
Accepted French.
Yes,
Yep.
say it in French.
I'm gonna look at you puzzled, and I'm gonna say, "Yeah, I didn't understand what you just said."
Oh. I'll go get Cedric.
I still don't understand what you're saying. Is what she says.
You at least understood Cedric.
I said, okay. Well, that's. I'll probably nod at hearing
So you
Cedric.
see Got begin to walk back towards the None Pizza Left beef stand, where Cedric's just standing behind there.
Oh, okay.
He is still in his robes, but he's just standing there now.
Cedric.
Yes, how can I...
Varia, she's speaking in that weird language again.
Right. Oh, that means she missed the whole play, didn't she? I'm going a little British in it.
No longer French.
I suppose... Oh, well, I better go recast the spells then. That was unfortunate. Well, she probably got the idea.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah, is it?
And you can see Cedric standing at a full regular individual's height. Go ahead and drop into the robes through, I guess, the stilts, and just walk out. The robes stay standing up, but he just kind of like walks out between the legs through like a flap, and walks around and recasts the spell on you. So that was the story of Pei's sacrifice, reenacted from what we kind of know. Did you understand any of that? Or was it all, in Cebu?
I didn't understand it now.
So that was the depiction of the accident that Pei had been involved in, where Pei had been destroyed. Gimel had also been destroyed, and Hei was sort of the only survivor.
I see.
The story goes, do you know the story? Is that something on the surface?
I do not.
So, the story goes that Hei was the only survivor of the accident. They all sort of contributed to containing the happenstance. But Hei was the only one left to roam the surface, and he met the first societies of the recorded histories that we have in the temple.
Okay. Okay. And okay, so yeah, with that sort of, I see what was going on in the play. Then
Mm-hmm.
it was a little
That's
bit
good.
hard to follow since I couldn't understand the
Ah,
words.
yes.
But yeah,
Well,
I
one
understand.
more year and we'll have another festival. On the 15th of this month. Every year. It's a good time. At this point, if you want to grab anything from the booth, they're kind of either going to pack it back and bring it to their homes, or any food would be left over. Looks like we've got just a little bit of. Do you want a nice slice of non-pizza left beef?
Did you say the last slice?
The last slice.
Wow, that's an honor.
This is a big honor.
Yeah, I'll take it.
How does Got look during this?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
His ears have just deflated a slight little bit.
Vari is going to look at Got and just hold out the non-pizza left beef to him.
Are you sure? I mean, that's
Go ahead.
the last. I will always remember this, Vari.
In her head, she's thinking, it's okay. But she's like, yeah, no, you go ahead, take it.
And with that, Varia, you'll stay in the village for a little while, helping Got with translation, along with Cedric kind of helping with tongues when need be.
Mm-hmm.
And the next time Got appears, Got can speak some amount of common.
Yes.
Let's go.
And will I be able to speak a little bit of
Sure.
what's it called
So
again?
between the two of you, you'll be able to kind of communicate in a basic form.
What's the name of their language again?
Sylvou.
Spell, please.
Sylvous. It is also in the lore snippets tab, a list of all the languages.
Okay.
And with your Elvish speaking knowledge, Sylvou is very similar to the word for Old Elvish, which is Sylvan.
Okay.
Although Sylvan is considered a dead language, used only really by scholars. Or those who, I don't know the right word. Those who want to flex linguistic skills. Kind of like real world Latin. It's like
I was
no one
about to
really
say it's
speaks
like Latin in real life.
But like people will learn it just to flex.
That's my chemistry teacher back in high school. He
Mhm.
took Latin, and I don't remember if he taught it,
Mm-hmm.
but he at the very least took Latin for no other reason than, I guess, because he could.
All right, and with that, we will bring the session to a close.
That is so fun.
I did my best to try to simulate a low charisma character.
That's the fine line that you tread with such a low charisma. It's to the point where it almost feels like low intelligence, but Got's not dumb.
No.
He's just very bad with people.
Yeah, because God's wisdom and intelligence are just 10. So he has average in both.
It's just purely average, yeah.
But he cannot communicate with people.
And that's the fine line when it comes to low charisma, making yourself not dumb, but making it also just clear that you're bad with people. It's hard. I like Guy.
I'm glad.